So Airbnb is pushing people towards hotels now. Well, that's kind of fun. We got this message, actually tons of them today, saying, due to your safety, you can't book an entire home, but hey, book a hotel on Airbnb. We'll take your money, but you can't book with a host. You can't give them your money. Well, what's that all about? So that sucks. But I do actually have some good news for you guys. We do have a victory to celebrate. So in this video, let's talk about what happens when hosts get together on social media and get loud. Let's jump in. Airbnb family. So yesterday we discovered a very sinister game that Airbnb is playing with its reservations, having us hosts give away 100% of our revenue, while Airbnb keeps the service fees and taxes and issues it as a travel credit in order to fill up their cash reserves bank for the pending recession, most likely. But here's something interesting. Within an hour and a half of us posting that video, and in partnership with all of you hosts around the world on Twitter, Airbnb's president released this email, stating that they are going to, of course, modify their extenuating circumstance, which we all knew, but made the commitment to give guests their fees as part of their refund, and they will not be keeping the fees. So all of you hosts out there who spoke up, who got loud yesterday on social media, you did your part, and guests won this one because us hosts stood up for what was right. So you all should give yourself a huge pat on the back. You did something amazing. So social media does work, keeping some companies in check. Now, more news. Airbnb's extenuating circumstance policy does state that any new reservations do not qualify for full refund. That means starting today, today's the 15th. So starting today, anybody who books today, anyone that's canceling by April 14th will not get their refund. Let me show you a screenshot. This is actually true. So a guest attempted to cancel, they did not get a full refund. So people will be booking and canceling for the days that come, but they no longer qualify for that discount or that refund. And yeah, when it rains it pours, doesn't it? So timing would have it that all of us are starting to get these notifications from guests who are trying to book entire places with us. And what it says is, due to your safety, entire homes are restricted for same day booking right now. Some of these guests, we're trying to figure out where and why. So I fired off an email to Airbnb and I asked my rep, what's up with this email? Sent her a screenshot, and we've got tons of these screenshots from you hosts everywhere. And here's what's going on with this. Airbnb has committed to prevent parties since the shooting last year. And this whole economic collapse and outbreak is just happening at the same time. So what Airbnb is doing is Airbnb's new algorithm is preventing people under the age of 25 from booking select entire spaces last minute, basically preventing young people from throwing parties. Airbnb also happens to own Hotel Tonight and has a plethora of hotels now on its platform. So what it's doing is it's pushing those 25 or unders into hotels instead of into entire places, because they want to capture that revenue from people who are booking in case they're not booking for a party. And they're basically using their hotel presence in order to try to keep that revenue. So what it looks like right now is, because of this whole outbreak and economic collapse, it looks like they're screwing hosts and then directing people to not book entire places because it's their safety because of illness, and then pushing them to hotels where they make more money. But that would make no logical sense, because hotels are way less safe than an entire place, don't you think? If you're sick, don't you want a whole home to quarantine yourself off, have all that square footage to be safe, social distancing? Hotels are not good for social distancing. But we have found out it's actually official. Airbnb sent me this email this morning. This is not because of the outbreak. This is actually party prevention. So we can put our torches down on this one for now. Brian Chesky did tweet yesterday that he understands that 50% of all hosts rely on Airbnb to pay their mortgage or the rent, and they're making some bold moves, right? They're trying to push this, they're trying to sell this. And I don't know if the hosts really trust Airbnb right now to actually do the right thing. And if you don't trust Airbnb, I don't blame you right now. It's been kind of hell lately. But Airbnb did actually open up a fund for China, like way before this whole thing happened in the US. They've got about $10 million that they've set aside to help hosts who have been affected by this whole outbreak in China specifically. So they did already do this before they needed to as a PR save. So if they did it without needing to save face, they might actually do this and help save face with their hosts here in Europe and in the US, because a lot of you guys are hurting, and he did commit via Twitter to do something bold. So let's see what that's like. But in other news too, the government is planning on bailing small and medium-sized businesses out. They've opened up funding with the Small Business Association. You could go to your local SBA and apply for like a small business loan. But there's a there's word on the street that there's actually going to be like free bailout money for small businesses because of this. In a future video, I'm going to collect absolutely everything that we are doing to stay in business and to stay strong on revenues, because the last thing you want to have to do is actually borrow money to stay in business. So I'm going to do a video in very short order on how you can keep your business open, find new ways to generate some revenue with your listings, so that way you don't have to shut your doors because of this situation, because this sucks. But the cream will rise to the top, right, guys? You're strong. You're here to win. I wish you all the best. I hope that you guys can get through this, and I'm going to do everything that I can to help your cash flow stay strong. So next video, we're going to talk about my strategies that I can give you that you can use for your homes to stay full. So thanks for watching Airbnb Automated. Hang in there. I'll see you on the other side.